Alrighty, this is the light source that is directly above me. As you can tell, that's Carla Lopez, who's creating audible activity, okay? As I start recording, the simultaneity of that behavior in the specific environment is demonic, and it's also serving criminal monitoring. That's just as an aside. But I just captured seconds ago the light source right through this window. The entity knows that I'm coming out to capture. You're witnessing the real life demonic, okay? It's very real. But like I said, the light source is already here, and you already know that I've been capturing it day in and day out. What I have done as of late is I've reminded you about the record that already exists. The light source that is directly hovering above the door of apartment number 51 in Ontario, California. This is in no way a contradiction. The light source is right here, just like you saw. Look at the timestamps of the picture I just took seconds ago. I just stepped out to capture video, and the entity wants to try to and cannot in any way avoid what has already been captured. All right, but also what is that real-time adjustment of the environment as I exposed to you? What is a demonic environment outside of what we understand and have learned about and have been told by NASA, by the way, about how the natural environment operates, okay? But like I said, this is the light source right here, and you know that by the shadow, okay? This is speaking to how the trajectory of light. This is speaking to the presence of that light source. You see how it immediately disappears. This is the light source, though, right here, okay? Right underneath this, and I'll go ahead and capture another video so that you see and you remember what you've already seen. The entity keeps the light source right here at 3:30 in the afternoon. It's on the opposite side of the same building right here, okay? The entity keeps it right here, but again, the record already exists. The entity was keeping a light source over the Ontario Police Department, who are engaged in criminal summoning and what is an impermissible threat, while they are also showing to the world that they are demon possessed while they're engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. And it is also an impossibility that the sun would be hovering, and it's not seen at this position over the door of apartment 51. It's right over these minions right here in Los Angeles. It's right here. It's right visible through my window. This is where the sun is, and this is not over apartment 51 at any time of year, not in 2020, not in 2021, 22, 23, or in 2024. I've been documenting this pattern of conduct for years. The entity has been engaging in what is the maintenance of a light source directly over me, rising a light source, maintaining a light source all day, and then setting a light source at night. And that's exactly why I refer to it as a light source, because it is not the behavior of the sun, the gaseous ball of fire that is not hovering over us, which would set us ablaze if it was actually the sun. This is all that we've learned about. And it also is not a stationary object that remains specifically at one address. In addition, it is not it does not maintain some ubiquitous presence in its centrality over apartment number 51 at Woodside Senior Apartments, 408 West G Street specifically, and also seen right here outside of my office window, aiming impossible light inside of my office, remaining seen out the side of this building at 1810. Well, this entity will engage in what is maintaining that. And so how you know what that light source is, it's directly over the Ontario Police Department that are group stalking outside of apartment 51, and this is the light activity that you see. You can see the bushes, you can see their shadows, which are literally hovering right in front of them, just like this, and the light source is directly above, which is what I was documenting day in and day out, both in still images and in video. And on that same day at approximately 12:34 p.m., that light source remained in that central position over me in Ontario, California, and you know that the entity is keeping the light source right here. Literally right here, actually. And then when I go to my apartment, it's outside of that window over there. Just want common sense. If I was in my apartment right now and this is where the light source is at, I wouldn't be able to see it outside of my window. The entity moves the light source as I move, and then it keeps it there all day. Remember, it's setting right here in the evening and aiming light all across here, keeping light in the same exact location. This is demonic. It's impossible. It's irreconcilable with nature. And it is also the prima facie case, the direct evidence of what are the demon possessed who surround for a criminal purpose. They're group stalking and monitoring. All right. I just want to be clear. This is the P.O.C. and it's currently 9:44 a.m. At 2020. The Ontario Police Department, they're done. But I'm just literally punctuating a point that has already been established and I'm reminding you about the record that already exists. And it is impossible that you would even see the light source, that there would be any light inside of my apartment, okay, that there would be none of this light activity would be present on the property if that was the sun that's hovering directly above Woodside Senior Apartments, directly in its central location, in its zenith over my head at Woodside Senior Apartments, directly above apartment 51, directly there, where it also stayed there, and as I described, which is the P.O.C., in the same way that it's setting here, setting here is not in alignment with Woodside Senior Apartments. There would be no light on that parking lot. There would definitely be no light under any circumstances in her apartment, apartment 51. That's engineered light inside of her apartment. That's the pattern of conduct, the presence of the light source, which is the unpersuasive and unintelligent guise under which an unnatural, a demonic environment is being maintained around you for purposes of monitoring you. That's the perpetual sex offender. All right, so this is just tying that record together, and I just wanted to step out and get this video real quick. This is speaking to the pattern of conduct, and I want to be clear. The people of the state, many of whom have been identified by address, I just went on Google Earth, Google Drive, and I got all of their addresses, all the streets. This is relevant position. This is all, they're all in relevant position. They're engaged in a crime right where they stand, right where they live. And this is speaking to what is a secret society, what the state of California is engaging in concert with the people who live in an environment which is irreconcilable with regard to how they are in this environment. All right, this is how you know what they are and what they're doing. And it's direct evidence against LAPD. You're going to put those minions up against the minions of the Ontario Police Department, up against the minions of the Upland Police Department, where I'm inside of the Upland Public Library, and through the roof of that library, which thank goodness it had windows, because you see what would not be seen through the roof of that public library if this is the sun that's here. Because it stayed at the Upland Public Library all day long. All day, but also over the doorway in the middle of the day, up above what is Woodside Senior Apartments door number 51. But what also coexists with that impossible presence? It's impossible as you isolate it to any venue. It's also impossible when you're talking about what's happening at all of those venues at the same time. No, it's not. It's impossible. But you also have what is the presence of the engineered light, which is not even sunlight. It's the pattern of conduct. All right. It is currently, again, 9:47. This is P.O.C. This is how you know where the light source is. It's right above you. P.O.C.